Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Week 1 recap of my journey to learn how to day trade stocks in 30 days. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the trades I made throughout the week, sharing with you what I did wrong, what I did right, how I'm feeling about day trading overall, and just my general progress and what I learned and day trading for my first week on the stock market. So for the sake of trying to keep the video relatively short, which is challenging because I had like multiple hours of footage, what I did here is I first scanned for my stocks that I was going to trade today with a gap up scanner on Thinkorswim, and I picked out 4 or 5 of stocks I thought might potentially be good to trade when it opens. And in this little section, I'm going through and charting all of my support and resistance lines. And you can see I use different colors. So I use like pink for the 1 year, 1 day lines. Then when I drop down to the 60-minute, I'll use the blue. And then I'll drop down to the 5-minute time scale and use the yellow lines. And those just dictate how powerful those support and resistance lines are going to be. And it makes it easier for me to judge the strength of price action. So the first trade we're going to be going over today was PIRS, and I took this trade on Tuesday. A couple of things I wanted to talk about was I learned how to use bracket orders. I love bracket orders. So much better to have a bracket order, so I can just enter in at a price and then I have it set so 10 cents up and 10 cents down it will sell for me, and then I just manually adjust them, my sell, my stop loss and my sell limit in the active trader tab. So I learned how to use bracket orders today or Tuesday, and that was super helpful. My misuse of money in a cash account. So I'm trading with a cash account, and I misused my money on Monday, which affected me Tuesday because all of my money was locked up in trades, or not in trades, but waiting for it to settle. So I didn't nearly have hardly any money on Tuesday to trade with, just because I didn't realize how to manage my money the first day I was trading. So in this trade, I ended up only making 80 cents, but I didn't spend any money, hardly. I barely put any money in. So overall, it was a clean trade, and I was happy with it. All right, trade number 2. This is going to be the trade I took on Wednesday. It's going to be on NOVN. Again, not really sure about the company, but looked like a good potential trade. I saw the setup, so I went for it. Big engulfing green bar, like we're going for the same pattern every day. So big engulfing green bar, followed by a resting bar about the same height, and didn't recess more than 50% of the original green bar. The things I want to point out about this trade I took today was, yes, I had a great setup and I bought in with a bracket order, but I broke my plan. I moved my stop loss up way too high, where I should have just, if I just stuck to the plan, it would have been a perfect trade. But I ended up moving my stop loss up to try to like protect myself from losing money, which isn't a terrible idea. But you got to stick to the plan. And I moved my stop loss up too high, and I ended up getting stopped out. So I did take a profit of, I think, about 15 cents. As you can see here, I moved my stop loss way higher than I should have. But I was kind of experimenting in the same, I was like, oh, maybe I'll try like trailing with a stop loss. So like, oh, I'm already in the money. I can protect myself from losing money basically. But came back to bite me. If I just stuck to the plan, I wouldn't have been stopped out, and it would have went right up, and I would have hit my goal of 1-1, 2-1 risk reward. Right as soon as after it stopped me out, like the next bar, it went up like 30 or 40 cents. So would have very easily hit my goal. Stick to the plan. That's the goal of day number 2. Oh, I still wasn't spending very much money on day number 2 as well. I didn't hardly spend anything. I only had 30 shares, so I made 15 cents on the day. So this is the trade I took on Friday. This is on EMAN. So one thing I would note is like this is up 3-4 bars on the move. So there's 3 green bars prior to the bar that I entered in on, which could be, I would take that as a factor against maybe getting into the trade, but I wanted to get into a trade and I couldn't find anything. So this I felt was a fairly good setup. Not perfect. It was not a perfect setup. I will admit that. So sometimes you have to use your own discretion, and I don't know. I felt like I felt like this had potential, so I did take the trade. It had a big engulfing green bar, and although the resting bar was not near the same height, it still was small, and I was fairly sure price action was going to go up at least a certain amount, so I only used a 1-to-1 risk reward to be more on the safe side. And then it kind of chopped around for a couple bars. This is at like 8x speed. I think it took like let's see, 5, 10, about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But eventually it did shoot up, and it went far above where I was going to take, or where I took my profit at. So I took profit for, I believe, like $6. It was $6.68. That was how much I made on that trade. But we stuck to the plan, and we didn't move our stop loss up when things got a little choppy. We left it where it was, and we hit our target. So moral of the story is go in with a plan, stick to the plan, get out when it's time to get out as part of the plan. Go in with a plan, stick to the plan. And that's the moral of the story. So on the week, if we account for the first day where I had no idea what I was doing, not following any proper rules or anything, I believe we're down like $1.70. But if I count the days that I was trading with a plan, I think I'm up $2 and something cents. And like I said, I only had recorded the second day, the third day, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thursday, I woke up late, took a bad trade, because I was like, it just threw me all out of whack, and I lost like $5. Alright guys, that was my week 1 recap of learning how to day trade in 30 days. If you're enjoying following me on my journey to learn how to day trade, make sure to subscribe and follow for the week 2 and week 3 recaps, and we'll recap at the end of the month, go over our profit or loss, and see how we're doing. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.